Hey, welcome back to Mrs. Wizard's Way, and I've got a horrible, crazy story for you. I think I have the worst luck ever. Let's get started. So I have my emotional support, Daisy Kitty, with me today. Okay, no, not really. She just wanted to be on camera. Isn't she cute? She just had surgery done. Oh. So, as the wizard says, no more mow-wows around the house. She never did go into heat, but we've had that, and she's too cute to be annoyed with her going around being a pest. But here she is. She's recovered quite well. But today's story is I have had the worst luck getting a new phone. Let's put Daisy down. Bye-bye, darling. I think I have the worst luck ever on getting a new phone. I've had 2 times now of having trouble getting a phone that actually works. I had an iPhone 10, the X, and I had it since it was pretty new, so probably about 2019. I didn't get it the second it came out. So I've had it for about 5 years, and it wasn't having any really trouble. It was kind of getting slow, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a new phone. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should look into this. And my kids are like, oh, Mom, you need to get a new phone, but you can't get the 15. Because I really like iPhones. I used to work on Mac computers. When I first got out of college, I was a computer repair tech. But they're like, Mom, you can't get the 15. They overheat. I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't want to spend a fortune. Even though I have a little bit of money, I don't like to waste it on things. And I'm not glued to my phone every second of the day like, my kids are. So I thought, okay, I could live with a 14, but I'd like to get one with a really nice camera. Because you never know, I might film on it. I love photography, as you know. So I thought, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get the Pro. I don't need the Max. I don't need it to be gargantuan. I don't wanna feel like I'm carrying around a tablet with me. I have an iPad. But okay, so I'm looking for a 14 Pro. And I get on Amazon, and you know how Amazon has refurbished phones. So I was like, oh, that could be good. My daughter's like, hey, Mom, I need one too. Well, she just wanted a 14. I was like, okay, we buy her one of the refurbished ones. It looked great, no scratches, everything was perfect on it. She transferred all of her data over from her old phone, and all she had to do was go into the store and have them help her switch it over. And I was like, oh, it worked fine. Okay, I'll do it. So I found one. I found a 14 Pro, refurbished on Amazon, buy it. Waited about a week. They didn't have Prime. So it took a week, and it came USPS. Nothing slamming the post office. Oh, well, kind of. They're slow. And especially the person who actually delivers the mail to the shop. Because we have a lot of our mail delivered to the shop because someone's there to receive it. Because we don't want porch pirates. Okay, so I have it sent to the shop, and it finally gets there. I'm like, yay, it's here. I get it out of the box. I get everything transferred out, because automatically you turn it on. It's like, what do you want to do? It automatically transfers everything over. Okay, good. It's all going well. And then it's like, okay, you need to activate your service. After everything has been switched over from the 10 to the 14, it's going well. It went smooth, but then I was like, it wouldn't work. And mind you, the 10 had a SIM card, actually one of those tiny little SIM cards. But the 14 does not. It's an eSIM. And so I tried putting it in. Tried different things. Nope. Okay, so it's going to be separate time. So Wizard and I have supper. I was like, hey, I'm going to go to the local store here in town and see what they can do for me. So load everything up, head on over. Okay. And nothing against the gentleman. He was a very nice man, but he was quite hard of hearing, which made things a little bit more challenging as trying to work with him because he struggled to hear what I was saying. And I was trying to speak slowly. I know I speak quickly, but I tried to speak slowly and enunciate very plainly. And so I get everything explained, and he can't do anything with it, so he calls the corporate office. And again, nothing against the person that he called into, but they had an accent, which definitely did not help him with his hearing problem. So he had it on speakerphone because he wasn't hiding anything from me. And so I was sitting there going, yes, that's what you want to say, yes to that question, no, say no to that question, because he couldn't understand what they were saying. Okay. Then they was like, well, the guy's working on it. I'm trying to make chit chat with this guy who can't really hear me. So, okay. The guy that works for the cell phone store on the phone called, and I said, can I talk to the owner of the phone? I said, okay. So I'm talking to him. He says, where'd you get it? I said, I got it refurbished Amazon. He's like, well, it looks like the phone is locked. Locked? What does that mean? I had never heard of this. Oh yes, the person who had this phone before you owes money on it. I'm like, are you serious? This is a thing? I'm like, okay. And then I said, well, not that I want to know who it is or anything like that, but how much do they owe? Like $4,000. $4,000 on one cell phone. So what I imagine they did is they went and set up a new account with 4 lines of service, because you can do that, and never paid on them, and then sold them to Amazon. It's quite the market, I guess, to make money if you're a criminal. And so there's nothing I could do. So, okay. So then I went to leave. My old phone doesn't work. They had disabled my phone. I'm like, we need to get my old iPhone 10 hooked up back up again. So, okay. So that took a little bit more time. Got it hooked up. Okay. Was just wondering, where am I? I'm like, why is this taking so long? And I can't do anything at this point because they've turned off my old phone. The new phone's not working. So I'm kind of in this, oh my gosh. It was back like in the 1990s where we didn't have cell phones. We didn't know where people were. He wasn't that worried. He knew this store's like half a mile away. But it was like, where is this? Why is this taking so long? Really annoying. Okay. So get that set up, bring it home, box it up, there's no local place to drop it off, so I have to drive to Wichita, which is about half an hour away. Made a trip out of it, got a few other things done, come back. Wait for them to process the refund. I thought, okay, that was just one really bad, okay, maybe they were just stupid, okay, maybe my luck is just that bad, I'll try it again. And the company that Amazon has, you can tell sometimes they have different companies within that listing who sells through there, and it's like, hey, this one is the one my daughter used. They did a great job, it worked for her, I'll use them. Great. Okay, so place the order. Again, have to wait. Okay, it shows up. I didn't really look at the box, it looked like all the rest of the boxes, so I open it up, take it out, and I'm looking at it around it, and I see a SIM card slot, like the kind you poke that little tool into and open it up. I'm like, a 14 doesn't come with that. They sent me a 13 Pro. Yeah, so boxed it back up. This time I did not sync over data. I didn't even turn it on. So there was no having to get my phone reset and all that. Fine. Sent it back. Wait for it to get processed, get the new phone back, buy a new phone. I thought, okay, 3rd time's a charm. It's got to be. It was just some we know how well some workers are today. They apparently don't know how to tell the difference between a 13 and a 14. Okay, so I thought just a mistake on their part. The phone probably was great. Ordered another one. Same company. I thought, okay, it worked for my daughter. Hopefully it's not locked. 14 arrives. I'm like, yay, the new phone's here. And by this, luckily the 10 is still working. I still have a cell phone. The screen was clear. Everything worked. It was a little slow, a little laggy, but it was working. So it wasn't like I was out of a cell phone or wasn't something, that looked like it had been, shattered or ran over. But okay, so I get the new one. Yay, it's here. Start working on it and get everything, because of course, transferred all the data over. Got everything put over. Even on my watch, my Apple Watch, got everything switched over. Everything just transferred over, so it should be seamless. Went to activate it. I could see online this time because I'm a little more educated apparently now. It's locked. I'm like, it's locked again. How does it get locked? How do they not do this? This is like the only thing they have to do is turn it on and check that IMEI number. Yeah, that's all they got to do is make sure the screen is good, there's no dead pixels, it's not shattered, the battery works, and check that it's not locked. That's the few things they have to do as a company for refurbishing phones. Boxed it up, sent it back. Mind you, I have now left a rather not pleasant review on there, and I thought, you know what, maybe if I get a phone that works from this company, I will take that review down. I have not. Okay, I'm done. So I was at the shop one day, and I was working there, and I was kind of bored because I was just kind of manning, the office a little bit. And I thought, wonder what the cell phone company could do, you know, because Amazon was just going to give me $100 for the old cell phone. You know, mind you, it's a 5-year-old cell phone. Okay, it's in good condition, but still, it's 5-year-old technology. So I'm texting back and forth, and I said, hey, you know, I'm looking for a 14. I'm thinking, you know what, even a 15. I don't use my phone that much. How can it get that hot when I'm not on it all the time? So, okay, 14 or 15 Pro. So I text that. And I'm chatting with them, and yeah, we could do that. And the lady's like, how much, do you have a trade-in? I said, well, I will, as long as you can give me at least $100. She says, yeah, we can give you $480 for your phone. I'm like, whoa, obviously I've been with this company for at least 5 years now, but that's a new story, I'm gonna tell you in a second. But I've been with them for 5 years and been, you know, diligent, you know, make my payments on time, all that. And so I'm like, hey, this is making this brand new phone with the Apple box, still, you know, perfectly pristine. It shows up. They even FedEx it to the house quickly. I had it in a few days. And all I had to pay was, of course, the sales tax on it, of course. But great. I transfer all the data over. Everything's going smooth. Everything's going great. They said, would you like to, you know, get to the screen, activate? Yes. And because they had already had all the account information, they had all that electronic stuff ready to go. It worked. And here it is. There it is. There's a Wizard and I. That was when we took our trip to Arizona last fall. Yay, it works. I was super excited that it worked. The only thing that didn't work so well is that I didn't realize that between the last locked one that I got and the 15, that the watch did not sync back to the 10 the last time. And so it didn't, I was, you know, it was like, it wasn't going over as well. That took a little bit of, I had to try and like undo it and then redo it and reset it. And yeah, that took a little bit of work. That was kind of frustrating. And I had some fun pictures for the screen. I lost all those. So I had to redo that. And I was a little worried. Not that I'm one of those people that really is like, oh my gosh, I got to get all these challenges and these little, you know, little badges on my exercise, but I did have several of them. It was kind of neat to just say, hey, wow, I've gotten all these things accomplished. And it was like, they're all gone. I was like, oh no, I don't want to start over. But they came back. It was luckily syncing that part at least up to the cloud, I guess. But watch what you're getting out there. I was like, I can't imagine that this is how this company runs, but this is my luck. And I told you I had other luck, bad luck. Oh, I do. But actually back when we got the iPhone 10s, I was just kind of scoping around, and I think I probably had an 8 at the time, a 7 or an 8 before that. And I thought, okay, it's time, these are not working. You know, I want to see if I can find a better, cheaper cell phone plan. So we were with one. So I said, hey, this other one is looking a lot cheaper. National companies, mind you. I'm not going to tell you the names of any of them. So company A, we were with for a while. I was like, well, but you know, company B now, they actually look cheaper. And it says that we're in their coverage area. Now, mind you, this is before we moved to Newton, before we had the shop, before we, you know, all this. We were living out in the farm. And shockingly, can you believe Kansas doesn't have the best coverage maps? As flat as we are, sometimes there's some dead zones. And guess what? Even though it said Little Halstead was fully covered, it was totally dead. Dead. No service whatsoever. So I had gotten new phones, turned our old phones back into them, got the credit for those at company B. I said, we can't use these. We have zero service. You lied. Oh, well, I said, no, give me my old phones back. It was a mess. We couldn't get our old phones back because it was like a few days later, oh, we don't have them anymore. Returned the phones, had things backed up. We found company C, which was the company we're currently still with. Company C was able to get us coverage, get us the phones, and they've been a good company ever since. Never had any trouble with them whatsoever, and they weren't the trouble at all. They were the ones who finally saved the day and got me a phone that actually worked. But company B was terrible. They had some fairly good rates, but I was like, okay, but it's not worth not being able to, you know, at that time our kids were in school. I was like, I need to be able to call and talk to my kid. I can't just not reach them. I mean, I'm not the parent that would have called them during the school day. I got that. I was a teacher. But I mean, at least to say, hey, I'm running late. You know, can you make sure, you know, lock the door when you get in the house kind of stuff. So there's my luck with cell phones. I hope you don't have problems like that like I have. But that's what I got for today. Hope you enjoyed seeing Daisy earlier, and I hope to see you again next week. See ya.